Out of the 650 high court judges appointed in India between 2018 and 2023, 492, 75% belong to general category. The data was revealed through information furnished by the Union Ministry of Law and Justice. This is information straight from the government. This is information straight from the government, by the way. This is not me making bullshit. This is not me making stuff up. Brahmins and upper castes still have a stranglehold on the judiciary. Even IITs are overrepresented by Brahmins. The evidence for that is that the Brahmins of IIT, IIM, IISc are able to stage protests about vegetarian canteens, about segregation. They're able to stage protests. They're able to stage protests saying, towards Dalit people saying, oh, if you guys come to our institutions, then we have to do the sweeping. They're still able to do that. They're still able to wage casteist protests at IITs, which are government institutions that are supposed to be governed by reservation. Like, there is a tangible difference between the institutional power that Brahmins and upper caste traditionally have had for generations and the institutional power that they still have versus your average Muslim. Your average Muslim in India does not have the same kind of institutional power that Brahmins have. Vivek Ramaswamy, his entire family comes from an Agraharam. Agraharam still exists in India. Brahmin-only villages in India still exist. Brahmin-only villages in India still exist. Agraharam still exist. What do you mean? Agraharam still exist. And before anyone says, oh yeah, well, there are Muslim wards. Yeah, because Muslims have been ghettoized. Muslims in marginalized castes in India, SC, ST, and OBCs, have been ghettoized. They have been ghettoized. They have been segregated. That's why they're not segregating other people. They have been segregated. First off, if you're wondering, if you guys are new here, if you guys have never watched my show before, I talk about South Asian news. I'm the Indian HasanAbi. I'm the Tamil HasanAbi. I'm talking about South Asian news. When can I watch the next stream? Next week. Next week. I stream on weekends only. Again, I stream on weekends. I would love to stream every day. Streaming doesn't pay the bill. Here's an example. Half of general category students made casteist remarks on campus, shows IIT Delhi survey. 88% of the respondents from the scheduled caste category and 74% of the scheduled tribes were hesitant to talk about their caste or entrance examination rank. Brahmins and upper caste still have almost all the wealth in this country, which includes the UC Muslims and Christians. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we have to have this conversation over and over again. No, Brahmins are not oppressed in India. They have all the institutional power. They have all the institutional power. Brahmins and upper caste have all the institutional power in India. They are not remotely oppressed. It's ridiculous. Just for the record, this also includes Madras High Court in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu. These are high court judges. For those of you who don't know, this is the state level court. This is the state level court. Each general area, each state has its own court. This is also including the Madras High Court in so-called anti-caste Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is not anti-caste. Tamil Nadu is not remotely anti-caste. They are mildly not pro-caste. Yeah, that's literally it. Tamil Nadu is mildly not pro-caste. Out of the 650 high court judges appointed in India between 2018 and 2023, 75.69% belong to the general category. General category is upper caste. Of the 824 judges working in Supreme Court, only 13.5% are women. Alarmingly, the percentages for SC scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and otherwise backward classes were 3.4%, 1.54%, and 11.7%. Guys, to understand how disproportionate that is, OBCs are the majority of the country, and they only get 11.7%. They are only 11.7% of the most recent high court judge appointments. 75% are from upper caste, which make up at most 5 to 10% of the population. 5% of the population, 5 to 10% of the Indian population are 75% of the appointments. The numbers have probably increased. That's why we need the caste census. Exactly. The caste census will absolutely destroy this notion of Brahmins being Brahmins and other upper castes maintaining the silent majority. No, upper castes are not the majority of the country. They have been overrepresented in Indian institutions. They have been overrepresented in Indian institutions. Not to derail why do Brahmins want to privatize temples? Like, don't they literally get funding? Because when the government starts regulating the temple, it means they can't extract every bit of profit. Because the reason is, when you go to a temple, let's say you're in Tamil Nadu, for example, you go to Meenakshi Temple. The money that is donated into the hundial, which is like the place where it's like the box that people put their money in, that money goes straight to the government. But they don't want that. They want that money to go into their pockets. The money that is donated into the hundial or whatever, the hundi or whatever you want to call it, that money goes straight to the government. And that's something that Brahmins don't want. The Brahmins don't want that. They want that money going straight into their pockets. The Brahmins want that money that is going straight to the government to go into their pockets. That's why they want to privatize the temples. The government is able to hire non-Brahmin priests. Tamil Nadu has done it before. Kerala, I think, has done it before. Okay, tatte is not... Okay, guys, tatte is not shit like you guys think it is. Tatte means plate. Tatta means plate in Tamil. Also, by the way, Tamil Nadu, highest number of temples of any state, and they're the best preserved temples of any state. I wonder why. Because they're government-run temples. Tamil Nadu temples are largely government-run. That's why they're great. That's why they're better than the North Indian temples. Because they're government-run. The government runs those temples. It's great. Meenakshi Amman is run by the government. Meenakshi Temple is run by the government. That's why it's great. It's better than a privately run temple. Can attest, I've been to Tamil Nadu as a North Indian. They are really good. Yes, Tamil Nadu temples are the best in the country. I am personally not a religious person myself. I've been to Meenakshi Amman Temple. I've been to Meenakshi Amman Temple, and it's great. It's a great piece of architecture, right? I love the architecture of Meenakshi Amman and Ranganatha Temple, Ranganatha Koil. Like, I love the architecture of those temples. They're great. It's a great way of looking at the architecture. It's like the Dravidian architecture is beautiful. I'm not religious at all. But like, they're efficiently run because it's government run. The temples in Tamil Nadu are efficiently run. They are much better run than the North because they are government run.